Hello everyone, factoring into our weekend forecast United States, as well as on Thursday evening at Gasworth. We have a look at the weather for the coming week on a day-by-day basis for the US. Of course, all eyes are going to be on what's happening down on the Gulf Coast in the next few days in terms of the Tropical Storm Cristobal, which will be coming out of the Gulf of Mexico and impacting the Gulf Coast in the coming days, especially from around Sunday onwards. So going to be some pretty serious weather down there on the Gulf Coast in the weekend. We'll be talking about that, of course, in this forecast. But there's going to be some quite interesting weather coming up for many parts of states in the weekend, and we'll get into it in a moment. Just to say, but if you're enjoying the content on the channel, these videos in the United States are just kept on the YouTube channel. They aren't being embedded to GazWeathers.com at the moment. So if you want to see these videos and know when we are releasing them, then you'll need to subscribe to the channel. So please subscribe, please like the video if you've enjoyed it, and also let us know in the comments what you think. Share the video far and wide if you can. And yeah, all of that good stuff. So thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Let us know in the comments what you think. Okay then, so let's get into the weekend forecast for the United States. So this is how the temperature anomaly is looking for the weekend. This is taking us from the 4th through to the 12th of June. So quite a coolish scene, actually, particularly in the northwest. Very cool temperatures in this Pacific northwestern corner. It gets hotter as we move further southwards, of course, in towards the southwestern corner and over in some parts of the west of the Midwest too. So, for example, Colorado looking quite hot. As we move further eastward still through the Midwest and into eastern parts of the states, it does vary a little bit from state to state, but I think overall it is a little bit on the cool side. Temperature is going to be a bit up and down. It will turn quite cool through the early part of next week, where it perhaps gets hotter briefly and then cools down again later on. So quite a bit of variation. Down in this southeastern corner also a little bit cooler than average down there. You can see that that's where there's going to be a lot of rainfall as well in the week ahead. So this is a precipitation anomaly for America for the 4th to the 12th of June. Again, significantly wetter than average all the way along this Gulf Coast from eastern Texas right way over to the Florida Panhandle. That's been caused by Tropical Storm Cristobal. Some places are going up to like 400 to 600% of their average rainfall. With this. Also very wet in the northwest, so cool and wet in this northwestern corner. It's going to be really dismal, I think, up in the Pacific Northwest. Much drier down in the far south and southwest, of course. And as we move up towards the eastern states, it does get a little bit drier through there as well. So it's in the southeast, also in the northwest, that we have major precipitation in the week ahead. Okay, so that's how the GFS is forecasting things for the United States tomorrow on Friday, the 5th of June. Don't worry about the timestamp. This is from a European website, so it's saying 9 o'clock in the evening, European time, German time. But that's going to be like middle of the afternoon through most parts of the United States. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Then you can see Cristobal down here, just moving out of Mexico in towards the Gulf of Mexico. Otherwise, we've got a ridge sitting across some southern parts of the states. Low pressure is up to the northwest as well. Looks pretty hot in the southwestern corner. And then there's a trough of low pressure as we move away to the east and to the northeast. Very hot with the upper air temperatures on this western side of America tomorrow. Many of these western states looking hot. And as we go further eastwards, it's a pretty hot scene, really, with the upper air temperatures through many parts of the Midwest. It does get a little bit cooler as we come into the far northeast. But overall, it looks like quite a hot day to come tomorrow for many parts of the states. So central western parts of America looking generally dry through the course of tomorrow. Plenty of dry weather coming up there. We have got some heavy showers and thunderstorms over on the eastern side of the state, particularly running up the eastern seaboard. Of course, you can see this huge, massive rain, and it is very severe torrential rain as well. That's starting to move northwards into the Gulf of Mexico. That, of course, is all of the precipitation associated with Tropical Storm Cristobal, but not yet impacting the Gulf Coast tomorrow. There will be some heavy showers breaking out along the Gulf Coast, but the main massive rain is going to be well to the south in the Gulf of Mexico. So some heavy thunderstorms running up the eastern side. Otherwise, many parts of the state's actually looking dry through the course of tomorrow, and also hot as well. So we see temperatures across many central, southern and western parts of the states widely going into the 90s Fahrenheit. And I think down in that southwestern corner again, we're going to be seeing temperatures easily reaching 100 Fahrenheit, 105 to 110 Fahrenheit, perhaps possible in this southwestern corner. Up towards the northeast, it's going to be a pretty warm scene there too. Temperatures again into the 80s to possibly around 90 Fahrenheit. It is a little bit cooler in the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures there are going to be closer to around 21 which is 70 Fahrenheit. Of course, ideally in centigrade being in the UK, but I do know my C to me F. So 21 is going to be 70 Fahrenheit perhaps on that Pacific Northwestern coast tomorrow. We go through to Saturday, and Tropical Storm Crisotbal is getting ever closer towards this Gulf Coast. So, yes, this area of low pressure is tropical storm coming through the Gulf, heading towards the Gulf Coast. Further northwards, we've got this ridge of high pressure through the central parts of the states, trough of low pressure over on the eastern side of the states. And it looks like some low pressure starting to come in off the Pacific in towards the far northwest as well. It remains hot across many parts of the states on Saturday, but a bit of a cool down is starting to take place in the extreme north. We begin to pull some cooler air out of Canada into the very, very far northeast. But otherwise, most parts of the states looking quite hot on Saturday. Very hot through the west of the Midwest, although it is starting to cool down in the Pacific Northwest. These southern states also looking pretty hot through Saturday. Look at that rain that's pushing northwards with Tropical Storm Cristobal. And it is beginning to move on towards the southeastern part of the Gulf Coast as well. So very much impacting the Florida Panhandle, and then pushing further westwards along that Pacific Gulf Coast, along the Gulf Coast. Yes, we have got some really quite torrential rain there, very, very severe, of course, flash flooding, of course, and really dangerous conditions. In the northwest, we're also bringing some heavy showers and possibly some thunderstorms and longer spells of rain in from off the Pacific into this northwestern corner, and they're beginning to push into the west of the Midwest as well. So states such as Colorado perhaps seeing some heavy showers and thunderstorms breaking out up there on Saturday. Further east, we've got these heavy showers in the east and the northeast, but it is drier through the Midwest. Shouldn't be as much rainfall through there. Temperatures are becoming much cooler in the northwest. Look at that, they're properly cooling down on Saturday in the northwest, dropping down to maybe sort of mid-60s Fahrenheit perhaps, some of those Pacific Northwestern areas. That's pushing the heat further eastwards though, so the heat is beginning to transfer in towards the Midwest, where we could be seeing temperatures again widely into the 90s Fahrenheit. Most parts of southern states again into the 90s Fahrenheit quite easily, and that heat does extend up the eastern seaboard again, where we see temperatures into the 80s Fahrenheit. But as you go further northwards in towards the Great Lakes, for example, and then push up towards the border with Canada, there we see temperatures sliding back towards around the low 70s Fahrenheit perhaps on Saturday. On Sunday, Tropical Storm Cristobal has made landfall, pushed into that Gulf Coast, making landfall somewhere around Louisiana, perhaps bringing a lot of heavy rainfall with it, and probably some very strong winds as well. On the coast, I would imagine we could be seeing gusts of wind again, or mean sustained winds up to like 60 mile an hour gusts, probably in excess of that. And this will probably bring a storm surge with it along that Gulf Coast, and very dangerous conditions indeed from this tropical storm. Going further north, we've got a ridge of high pressure coming out of Canada that will be turning things drier through the Midwest and in towards the east, and that starts to drag in some cooler air perhaps in some of these east areas. At the same time, this deep area of low pressure is developing out to the west. That's dragging down cooler air from Canada and from the northern Pacific into this northwestern corner, and in between we've got this surge of heat probably on these southerly winds pushing northwards. Let's have a look at the upper temperatures, so we can see, but again, it's quite a hot scene across many parts of the central states. So like particularly through the west of the Midwest. We've got a surge of heat pushing through there, and some of that transferring over towards the Midwest too. But in this eastern and northeastern corner, it is turning quite a lot cooler there as cooler air is digging in from Canada. Most of the southern states looking quite hot, although obviously along this Gulf Coast where it's going to be absolutely hammering down with rain, temperatures will be suppressed there. And then in the west and the far Pacific western coast and up to the northwest, there we've got much cooler air digging in from Canada. Rainfall for Sunday looks like that, so loads of rain coming up from eastern Texas over to Florida and then pushing a little bit further inland as well through the course of Sunday. That will start to move a little bit further inland, maybe affecting some parts of South Carolina, for example, and pushing into parts of Mississippi as well, for example, inland regions and Georgia too. And very severe rain at that. We could well see some very significant flooding and localized really severe weather. So you will need to take action if you're down there on that Gulf Coast and in that southeast corner through the weekend and into the early part of next week. Otherwise, a lot of dry weather coming up across many parts of the states on Sunday, but in the northwest, yes, we've got again some heavy showers or some longer spells of rain coming in from off the Pacific Ocean, affecting those northwestern regions. Look how much cooler it is in the northwest. Temperatures really taking a plunge there, going down probably into the 50s Fahrenheit. Going further east, though, we've got much hotter air surging northwards through the west of the Midwest, and then in the east and the northeast, it actually gets cooler once again. Also looking quite cool down around this southeast corner, and of course that is because of all of the heavy rain being produced by this tropical storm. We move through into Monday, and things look quite unsettled in the northwest. Major low pressure areas developing up there. At the same time, we've got this low pressure that's moving further inland. It will be a tropical depression by then, or maybe post-tropical depression, moving inland from the Gulf Coast. What's left of Tropical Storm Cristobal, no doubt still bringing lots of precipitation with it. A ridge is over on the eastern and the northeastern side of the United States. The temperatures look like that. So cool in the northwest, hot air pushing northwards in towards the Midwest, and it gets a little bit cooler as we go down the eastern side, and also looking quite cool down across the southern states. Cool for the time of year. So two distinct areas of precipitation on Monday. Heavy showers or longer spells of rain in the far northwest, coming in from off the Pacific and moving in from Canada. And then we've got this torrential rain also in the southeast from the east of Texas, going over towards this Atlantic coast of perhaps North and South Carolina, or certainly South Carolina. Anywhere in that area at risk of heavy rain, torrential rain, thunderstorms as well, all caused by this, what would probably at this point be a tropical depression or a post-tropical depression, what's left over from Cristobal. And then many of the southern and southwestern states mainly dry, and much of the east and the northeast looking mainly dry on Monday as well. Much cooler in the northwest again. Temperatures widely down into the 50s Fahrenheit in the northwest. Will be a proper chill through there. Even in this southwest corner, it is cooling down quite a lot. Temperatures probably falling back from the really high levels that we've had lately, probably falling back into like upper 80s to 90s Fahrenheit. And then pushing through the Midwest, it does get quite hot through there. Temperatures again widely into the 90s Fahrenheit through much of the Midwest. Going further eastwards, though, it starts to get cooler again, particularly in this northeastern corner. We see temperatures there probably paid back to around 70 Fahrenheit, which is below average for the time of year, and not as hot as it should be down in this southeastern corner either. That's Tuesday, and by Tuesday, the ridge is beginning to move off the eastern seaboard of the United States. That perhaps starts to drag up some hotter air briefly on Tuesday to some of these eastern northeast areas. At the same time, low pressure is through the Midwest, and then coming back further west, we find a ridge across the southwestern states, but another area of low pressure looks like it's moving in from off the Pacific Ocean. This low pressure just here again, it's so associated with the remains of Cristobal. So we have rare temperatures looking so in the northeast begin to get hotter on Tuesday. A push of hotter air moving into the east and the northeast on Tuesday. At the same time, begin to cool down a little bit over the central parts of the states. Quite cool in the northwest and becoming hotter again down in the southwestern states probably. So this how precipitation is looking. So really heavy showers and thunderstorms through much of the Midwest and going down into that southeast corner. So we're from the Great Lakes down to Florida, probably looking at heavy showers and thunderstorms with maybe longer spells of rain. Again, a lot of that being caused by the instability of what's left from Cristobal. In this northeast corner, it looks mostly dry. And then many of these central western states, like west of the Midwest back to the west coast, looking mostly dry, although there will be some heavy rain moving into this extreme northwestern corner of Washington state. That's how the temperatures are looking for Tuesday. So cool in the northwest, and that cooler air is spreading in towards the Midwest as well. At the same time, hotter air is pushing into the east and the northeast, probably seeing temperatures going widely to around 90 Fahrenheit through there. But cooler air moving in from the northwest to these western and midwestern states. And again, not as hot as it has been, or as hot as it should be probably in this southern and southwestern corner. And also in the southeast, again, with so much precipitation still around, temperatures will be suppressed a little bit. Although we'll still be talking about temperatures widely into the 80s Fahrenheit. That's Wednesday, so by that point the ridge is moving up to the extreme northeastern part of the states, and everything is starting to become very slack across America on Wednesday. Heat is beginning to build again down in the southwestern corner, as you would expect. The hot surge that we have pushing into the east and the northeast on Tuesday is moving further northwards up to Canada, eastern parts of Canada on Wednesday. It's beginning to cool down again in these northern and northwestern areas, probably as thunderstorms push through. The northwest also looking a little bit warmer on Wednesday. Precipitation wise, we're looking like that, so heavy showers in the northwest. Otherwise, most parts of the states from the Pacific coast to the Midwest looking mainly dry. Heavy showers and thunderstorms still left over in eastern parts of America, over the eastern seaboard itself should be mainly dry. Still lots of heavy showers and thunderstorms left in this southeastern corner, although gradually things will be starting to ease, I think, a little bit by the middle part of the week. Temperatures look like that, so that push of heat is moving up towards east parts of Canada. As I say, temperatures going into the 90s Fahrenheit there, quite wide across America, Eastern America I should say. We'll be seeing temperatures of around 75 to 85 Fahrenheit, I would have thought, so it's pretty warm. And then we go out further west and we're going to find these southern states looking hot, temperatures probably returning to around 100 Fahrenheit through some parts of those southwestern states. As we go further northwards though, up towards the northwest, it is still quite cool there, although temperatures are lifting up a little bit, probably getting closer to around 70 Fahrenheit in the northwest. And we go through to Thursday, and that's how we're looking on Thursday. So again, everything looks rather slack. There's an area low pressure up towards Canada, a ridge off the northeastern coast of America, and otherwise the pressure patterns are looking quite slack. The heat is building ever more in this southwestern corner again, as you would expect it to. Going further east, probably a little bit less warm than you would expect really for the 11th of June. We're not talking about particularly cool weather, but it's probably not quite as hot as you expect over on the eastern side. Fair amount of dry weather, some showers in the northwest and also in the southeast. Thunderstorms, of course, still affecting the southeast areas, but gradually through the middle and second half next week, I think we will see the worst of the rain easing down in that southeast corner. We're still left with some showery outbreaks of rain, maybe some thunder moving up to this eastern side of the east coast itself. Looks mainly dry. And then from the Midwest back to the Pacific, it does look mostly dry. Some showers around the Great Lakes perhaps, and again up in this northwestern corner. Temperatures look like that, so not really as hot as they should be on this eastern side. We're going to be sort of low to mid 70s or mid to up 70s Fahrenheit, I should say, maybe getting to around 80 Fahrenheit. Probably not as hot as it should be at the time of year though. A bit on the cool side in the northwest, and then coming down to the south, that's where the real heat is. Of course, from Texas going over some parts of California, we see temperatures widely into the 90s, if not the hundreds Fahrenheit. And then I'll just run you on through the 2-day 10, through the next few days. This is Friday, 12th of June. So then we've got some low pressure being developed through these western parts of the states. That might start to trigger heavy showers and thunderstorms. Probably reasonably dry though, and becoming a bit warmer on the eastern side. And then going through the weekend of the 13th, 14th of June, again we've got a ridge sitting here in the east that could start to drag up some hotter air through the Midwest on these southerly winds. And we've got low pressure then out to the west-northwest, and that could start to bring some heavy showers, long spells of rain, probably cooler air back in from Canada in towards the northwest. No sign up to this weekend, 13th, 14th of June, of any more tropical storms or hurricanes in the Gulf or menacing that southeastern part of America. But of course, early days, we should wait and see how that evolves in the coming days, whether any more storms or hurricanes start to appear. So, yes, it's going to be a nasty spell of weather affecting the Gulf Coast. That's really the main story with this. Very interested where we're going across other parts of America, of course, but the main story is what's happening down on the Gulf Coast and in that southeast corner. Any time from late Saturday through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, going to be torrential rain, going to be very, very severe weather conditions indeed. So if anybody's watching from down there, then please do heed the warnings from the National Hurricane Center. Take action if you need to protect yourself and stay safe. And yeah, it's going to be quite nasty there from the weekend through the early part of next week. Things should start to get a little bit better from around the middle of part of next week down in that southeastern corner. Okay, that's it for your weekend forecast for America for this week. We'll do it all over again next Thursday. Please give us a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Share the video if you can. And we'll be back with another weekend forecast United States next Thursday. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.